Alright, this is experiment number 1. 90-volt DC motor. Makeshift generator. Voltage. Let's start on a 20-volt battery. All right. Not bad. 218, 74 hertz. With a load, it's seeming interesting, right?
Mm-hmm.
Weird. I don't know. Let's try light bulb. Super bright. 170 now with a small load. That's not bad. Let's try a slower, lower voltage, like a car battery instead of a vacuum battery. Let's see here. All right. Just making sure it's on there. Oh, come on. There we go. All right. Let's try it with a 12-volt car battery. It's like half the power, half the voltage. It's still decent enough to run anything, like, I don't know, a glue gun. It's so funny how it does that.
Christmas lights.
Yeah, so I'm wondering if I get rid of this transformer, instead of stepping up voltage, it'll drop the voltage a little bit, but step up the current. I don't know, we'll see. To be continued. Alright, so got rid of the transformer just to see what happens. Alright, set to AC. Oh, wait a second. It's 254 hertz. I think it's a little too fast. Let's try that one more time. And that's 145 volts. Let's try a small load on it. Should probably be wearing eyeglasses or some kind of safety first. Well, I mean, that's why it's an experiment, because we're learning. Let's try some car battery instead. this. Huh. So again, it's about half the speed, half the power. Don't really have a way. Let's see. See if we can get a current reading on this. In one second, it'll be DC. 2.25 amps. Whoa. Okay, hang on. All right. The gator clip popped off the battery.
Glass is back on.
All right. Wait a second. All right. Where's my volume? Almost 4 amps. Of course, that's sorry, off the DC side. Let's see how much this is coming off the AC side. I'm not really getting anything yet. I'll go ahead and pause. Alright, so this basically is I believe an 18 volt step down transformer, but it then goes up a little bit because there's a really large microfarad 37,000 into a rectifier, so it's going to power to DC. My plan though is to possibly see if it'll reroute and charge the battery. Of course, there's always adjustments you can make. Okay, pause. Alright, so if I'm using a generator to fill up a capacitor, of course, I just want to see how much voltage will come out. You never know until you learn. So DC voltage. So give me one sec here. Always make sure that when you're dealing with capacitors that you discharge them after playing with them or using them, because it might be your last mistake. I'm trying to hurry because I want to show you guys these experiments, but also don't want to rush myself and yeah, like we were talking. Okay, so let's see, it's gonna come out. Alright, so I got my rectified DC source coming from this power strip. Just making sure it's DC. Why is it giving me a negative result? It's positive. I'm positive it's positive. Let me see what we got. Just kind of see what happens. Oh yeah, it's working. There we go. It's not negative anymore. I guess it was just so empty. Discharged, of course. Alright, so we're going to see what we get. For DC voltage coming from a car battery. Alright. The load is filling through a transformer. Alright, ready? So we get to the point about 40 volts DC, I'm going to probably have to kick it off because that's a 40 volt DC capacitor. You never want to go past the voltage rating. You might have an exploding capacitor. Usually stop, if I'm not mistaken, that transformer is going to jump it up to the most at like 28 volts. I don't know, we're up to 20. if you can see that okay. Whoa, vibrating. Oh shoot. So my little cooling fan is having issues now. Alright, pause. Its max out is real quick. Are you rolling? Oh, okay. So it's holding. It's pretty cool. I just hate that it's going so fast. I haven't really had a chance to really put stabilizers down on this stuff. I enjoy things flying at my face. Not. Alright, so again, DC power supply source. Let's see what we're doing here. So, looks like I'm kind of maxing out around 20 volts, which is ideal for this guy. I guess very carefully I can turn this off. I guess it doesn't really make sense to have a 12 volt battery running the machine to rectify it back to DC to charge a 20 volt battery. But you know, electricity's fun, and you know, you learn when you do this kind of stuff. So it's good. It's good for you. And we're just going to carefully, without touching both leads, because, well, yeah, 20 volts DC would be pretty painful, but it's the fact that it's 37,000 microfarad. We're really looking to hurt it. That would be a deadly mistake. So we got positive. Alright, I'm kind of freaking out a little bit. Alright, please hold.
Okay.
Alright, so currently I didn't realize like how close these gator clips are going to come when I try to plug it into the battery when that capacitor is fully charged, so I'm going to have to discharge it and try this experiment again. Please. Where's my negative? Okay. Just gonna very carefully with some pliers, nice good rubber handles. I'm just gonna start over. Alright. Now sometimes it's a huge spark, sometimes it's not. Alright, go ahead and pause. Alright, so I did that, you know, carefully. I'm just going to put my leads down here, see where we're at. I'm showing 18.17 volts DC, so it's kind of a low. It's a 20 volt battery, it's a little low. However, we're going to run this cycle through my little battery charger running from a generator, running from a battery. Alright, let's see what happens. Just keep an eye on the meter, I guess, to see if it... Oh, it is increasing, so check it out. I measured earlier with the current was almost 4 amperes, which is pretty decent for a charger, I guess. Again, it might be a little while, but it's boosting it. Seems that I have a load plugged into it somewhere else. What's this for? Alright. Let's just hang on here. Just wait for that to go up a little. You know, battery chargers take a minute. 17, 18. Can I see 18, 19? Again, this is all experiment. This is how I learn. Not really, really moving up, is it? 18. Come on. I haven't charged this battery in a long time. Pause it. What the fuck? It's not working. Interesting. Alright, I just wanted to try some other. Instead of trying to charge that battery,
Try draining it.
uh-oh, it welded the clamps together. Okay, instead of running off that 12 volt, let's run it off the 20 volt. Alright, and you still going?
Yep.
Okay. Okay, ready?
Mhm.
Whoa, it's going up real fast. That capacitor
Ooh.
is hitting to its max. So, too fast for this power supply. I'd have to increase the voltage of this capacitor. So there's a hobby shop up the road. I might just have to do that. So, that's it for now. All right, so now instead of having the DC power supply plugged into the power strip coming from an AC power supply, I'm going to have that come out and go straight to the DC motor and see what happens on that. But it's a 90 volt motor to a 40 volt capacitor. However, should be quite a bit of current going through it. Should have no problem whatsoever. So pause.
Okay.
All right, so very carefully try to get this shit over here without dying. Like I said, I should be wearing gloves, which doesn't really protect you, but it's still better than nothing. So we got positive terminal here.
Put on some gloves.
Just a second here. All right, so the positive terminal is on this side. Okay. I mean, if anything, right now it's just going to go ahead and drain out. Let me just double check my connection. Okay. So if anything, it's just going to drain out the capacitor into the motor. Whoa, and it just burned up my resistor immediately. So my fan, pause for a sec.
Okay.
All right, so now let's see what we did here. Plug the DC power source into, I don't know why you can't talk right now, but the power strip from the generator, going in and being rectified to DC power, which is coming out into this DC motor. So hopefully it's a perpetual kind of motion thing, but my question is, can I jump start it with a battery without blowing something up? So let's see, the on switch, I got that. Yeah, I'm kind of not so sure about this one. So we're gonna see. So I've got it plugged into the battery. And here goes nothing. So if anything, I might like let it go for a minute and see where the voltage goes, and if for some reason it recirculates back to the battery, it might have done something really cool. Let me put my probes in here. There's our guy. Right, and we're on DC voltage. All right, here goes nothing. Very cool. So right now, nothing bad's happening, which is good. I've got 17 volt DC. It's like sharing from the battery to the capacitor. I'm just watching. So it's going down, and the motor is getting slowly but surely less voltage. Let's see what happens. Huh. 17.5. Not bad. Kind of curious what I'm thinking that's the voltage of the battery. Alright, so let's see what happens when I unplug the battery. It was worth a try. Stop.